Hello, kids. Welcome to Teacher Jean's e-classroom. For today, we will have Health 6, Quarter 1, Week 2 on personal health issues and concern. But before we continue, let me remind you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to identify different health issues concerning the spinal column. 2. Give the importance of knowing the different health issues. And lastly, perform 5 simple yoga poses that may help you maintain a healthy spine. Now let's have our review. I want you to classify the following health issues according to the columns below. Are you ready? Let's begin. Strabismus, dwarfism, sunburn, halitosis, corn, obesity, astigmatism, cavities, myopia, impacted cerumen, dandruff, stunted growth, gingivitis, xerophthalmia, otitis media, and blisters. Done? Let's check your work. Under height, we have dwarfism and stunted growth. For weight, obesity. Under ears, we have impacted cerumen, otitis media, and swimmer's ear. For the eyes, we have strabismus, astigmatism, and myopia. For the skin, sunburn, corn, and dandruff. And for the teeth, halitosis, cavities, and gingivitis. Check your work properly and count the number of check marks. Do you have your score now? What did you get? Perfect? Oh, that's wonderful. That means you have mastered the lesson last week. Now let's proceed to our matchy-matchy. I want you to match the words in column A with the appropriate description in column B. I will read first column A. 1. Ingrown toenail. 2. Gigantism. 3. Impacted cerumen. 4. Xerophthalmia. 5. Corns. 6. Halitosis. And 7. Hyperopia. For column B. A. When earwax builds up in the ear canal, it causes temporary hearing loss. B. Is also known as farsightedness, which causes near objects to appear blurry. C. It is also called bad breath. D. It occurs when the edges of the nails grow into the skin next to the nail. E. It is an eye illness wherein the eyes fail to produce tears. F. It is characterized by an excessive growth in the height due to excessive production of growth hormones in the pituitary glands. And G. It is a hardening of the skin which develops when the skin tries to protect itself from friction. Are you ready for the checking? If you are, then let's do it. For 1, you have D. 2, F. 3, A. 4, E. 5, G. 6, C. And 7, B. Count the number of check marks and let's see if you got perfect. So, how is it? You got perfect? Wow, that's good job. Keep it up, kiddo. Now, after knowing these personal issues that one might have, did you try to check yourself for possible issues associated with the ones we have discussed last week? If you think you have some of these, don't hesitate to talk to your parents or guardians so you could visit a health professional to get some medical help. Okay? Are you familiar with this guy? Do you know him? Oh, I'm sure you know him, especially if you like to read stories or to watch Disney films. His name is Quasimodo. Where have you seen him? In which movie or in which story? He is from the movie entitled The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Look at the picture there. It shows Quasimodo happily talking to the beautiful Esmeralda, while the gargoyles are watching them. I want you to read the story. As I read it, I want you to read silently and listen to how I read it. Okay? So you will also develop your reading skills as well as your listening skills. Shall I start? Okay. Quasimodo is the deformed bell ringer of the Notre Dame Cathedral of Paris. Are you familiar with the Notre Dame Cathedral of Paris? A few years ago, it was all over the news because it was burning. But don't you worry, because this famous cathedral is now back to its original glory. Quasimodo, he hides himself in the tower of the cathedral in fear of the people who might judge him as a monster because of his looks. Although his looks may appear unpleasant, but his heart was made of gold. He was very kind that he protected the bells of the cathedral from robbers and he saved the beautiful Esmeralda from sure death. Now let's have some comprehension check if you understand the story. What makes Quasimodo different? His body is deformed because he has a hunch on his back. Where does he live? He lives in the cathedral's tower. Why does he live in the tower? He lives in the tower to hide himself from people who might be afraid of him. Is it good to judge people by their looks? No, of course not. It's not good to judge people by their looks because looks can be deceiving. What did Quasimodo do to prove that he was not a monster and that he had a heart of gold? He protected the cathedral's bells from robbers and saved Esmeralda from sure death. How should we treat people who have disabilities like Quasimodo? We should treat them with respect and kindness, just like how we want to be treated by others. You know, having a disability like what Quasimodo is suffering is already, it's already a suffering. It's already bad. It's already a bad situation. And when you bully people like him, when you make faces or you make bad comments, or when you treat them badly, it makes the situation even worse, which is not good. If you put yourself into their situation, that would be very, very bad. Quasimodo, our main character, is suffering from a disability which has to do with the backbone or spinal column. Do you know why the backbone or spinal column is very important? The spinal column or backbone is important. It's very important because it protects the spinal cord, which connects every nerve in our body to our brain. You know, if the spinal column is damaged, the spinal cord may get affected and the passage of messages to and from the brain may be disrupted. Moreover, the spinal column gives the body its frame and support. That is why it is very important that we keep our spinal column healthy. And today, we will talk about some health issues that concern the spinal column. Here are the 3 health issues involving the spinal column. You have scoliosis, kyphosis, and lordosis. Let's start with scoliosis. Scoliosis is an abnormal curvature of the spine. The normal shape of a person's spine includes a curve at the top of the shoulder and a curve at the lower back. If your spine is curved from side to side or is an S or C shape, you might have scoliosis. Look at the picture there. You can see that the spine there is not anymore straight. But if you compare it to the normal spine, it's straight. But for those in the left side and in the right side having scoliosis, it is curved. So that's what's happening if you have scoliosis. What causes scoliosis? Scoliosis can be caused by neuromuscular condition, connective tissue orders, and genetic conditions. But approximately 85% of scoliosis cases have no known cause. So it's idiopathic. So nobody knows. Like if the doctor would ask for your history, like he wouldn't be able to tell why you had scoliosis. It's just there. This spine illness is more common to women than to men. Next is lordosis. It refers to your natural lordotic curve, which is normal. But if your curve arches too far inward, it's called lordosis or sway back. Look at the picture there. On the other side, that's the picture of the normal form. But for the one in the right side, that's the one with lordosis. Look at this lower back. Lordosis can affect your lower back and neck. This can lead to excess pressure on the spine, causing pain and discomfort. It can affect your ability to move if it's severe and left untreated. So the earlier it is detected, the better, so that there would be some cure that you could find for it. Lordosis. What's the cause of lordosis or the causes? Lordosis is due to imbalance between the muscles surrounding the pelvic bones. Weak muscles used to lift the leg forward combined with tight muscles used to arch the back can cause an increased pelvic tilt, limiting movement of the lower back. Minor lordosis can be managed through therapy and physical exercises. Kyphosis, that's a third one. Kyphosis is a spinal disorder in which an excessive outward curve of the spine results in abnormal rounding of the upper back. The condition is sometimes known as a round back, or in the case of a severe curve, is a hunchback. Kyphosis can occur at any age, but is common in adolescence. What causes kyphosis? Poor posture in childhood, such as slouching, leaning back in chairs, and carrying heavy school bags, can cause the ligaments and muscles that support the vertebrae to stretch. This can pull the thoracic vertebrae out of their normal position, resulting in kyphosis. So this is something that is acquired when you have bad posture, when you slouch, or like when you are still a child, a young child, and you're already carrying so many heavy things at your back. Good enough for you. We're having no face-to-face this time, so you don't have to carry those big bags full of books and other school supplies. So you're safe from that. But you know, when face-to-face classes is back, you have to be careful with carrying so many heavy things at your back because that could be a cause of kyphosis. But then sometimes kyphosis could also occur to children or to babies even at birth. Okay? Now, so after you have heard our three issues, three for personal health issues regarding the spinal column or the backbone, what do you think is the illness in which our main character of the Hunchback of Notre Dame is suffering? Is he suffering from lordosis, kyphosis, or scoliosis? What do you think? If you listen very well, you will be able to tell which one is he suffering from. So what is it? Oh, you're right. Correct. He was suffering from kyphosis. Okay. So being a hunchback, you're suffering from kyphosis. So that means you listened very well because you're able to answer my question. Now for our self-check, this is what I want you to do. I want you to try to look at yourself in the mirror and see if your posture is normal. Face the mirror and then go from side to side. Ask a family member to look at your back if it is normal. If you find out that there's some abnormalities, talk to your parents about it so you can seek help from a medical professional. Okay? Do not ignore your health because I've always said health is wealth. And another thing is you can search for some yoga poses that may help improve and maintain your good body posture, which you will be doing maybe a little later after you finish this video. Now let's go to our assessment. This will test if you have listened very well to our lesson, to our new lesson for today. Okay, what you do is to write true if the statement is true or correct and false if it is not. Okay, ready? Number 1. Scoliosis is a disorder of excessive outward curve of the spine which results in abnormal rounding of the upper back. 2. If your curve arches too far inward, it's called lordosis or sway back. 3. Kyphosis is also called hunchback. 4. Scoliosis is caused by neuromuscular issues. 5. Carrying very heavy bags at a young age and improper posture like slouching on the desk can cause lordosis. 6. Minor lordosis can be managed through therapy and physical exercise. 7. Kyphosis can be avoided by practicing good posture and avoiding carrying heavy things on the back. And 8. Scoliosis is more common to women than to men. Done answering? If you are, then let's check your work. Let's start with number 1, false. 2, true. 3, true. 4, true again. 5, false. 6, true. 7, false. And 8, true. Count the number of check marks and put your score on the uppermost right-hand corner of your activity notebook. So how did you do in the assessment? Did you get 7 or 8? If you did, that means you passed. That means you were listening very well. You were taking, you were giving your full attention to our video presentation. But if not, don't you worry. You can still review the video. Okay? Now for your additional activities. First, I want you to search for 5 very simple yoga poses that may help you maintain a good spine or a good backbone. 2, when you have found it, wear appropriate attire, and perform them with supervision of an older family member. Don't do it by yourself. Ask somebody's help, somebody's guidance. Okay? And number 3, take pictures of you in your yoga poses and send them to our Google Classroom. Let me see how well you're doing with your yoga poses. Okay? Teacher Jean is excited. Before I end this lesson, let me remind you, children, that the backbone of success is hard work, determination, good planning, and perseverance. When there are times that you feel like giving up, when you feel like, oh, this is so hard, I cannot anymore finish this, I can't do it on time, always remember that you need to have hard work, you need to have determination to finish it, you need to have good planning, and you have to persevere. Don't give up, because success will eventually happen if you have this one, because those are the backbones of success. So this is your teacher Jean saying, thank you so much for listening. God bless you. Stay safe. And I hope you don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Okay? Until next video. Bye-bye.